Scott Bessent, the US Treasury Secretary, has basically bought an awful lot of yen in order to prop up its value to try and stop it from weakening. There are a couple of unusual things about this. One is that he used euros rather than dollars to buy the yen. The other is the way we know how much yen he bought. One thing I adore is the kind of high camp theatricality. We know that he's bought $5 to $10 billion worth of yen because he allowed a photographer to take a picture of his notepad at a cabinet meeting. And the notepad says, to do, buy Japanese yen, $5 to $10 billion. That's the only thing on the to-do list. Buy Japanese yen, $5 to $10 billion. That's all. I mean, like, you couldn't get more theatrical unless you kind of paid Patti LuPone to kind of belt it from the rooftops.
I think it's worth saying from the Japanese perspective, this is an intensification of efforts that had already been underway. It came on the back of a $73 billion unilateral intervention just by the Japanese government in May, and repeated efforts by the finance minister and other officials in Japan to jawbone the market to get the yen to cooperate. You know, it used to be that a weak yen was considered a good thing for the Japanese economy. It boosted exports. Japan has a lot of very strong multinationals where a weak yen, improves their competitiveness abroad. But now it's seen as really a problem for them. It pushes up import costs. It's seen as feeding into above 2% inflation in Japan. It's pinching consumers, and it's leading to issues with over-tourism, which has become a political issue for the government. Bloomberg recently reported that Prime Minister Takaichi's government is now open to the Bank of Japan raising interest rates in September and October. That would have been a very hard thing to imagine were it not for the weak yen. So you're seeing this really change the thinking of the government. That's why it matters in the Japanese context. For America, I think it matters because of the interactions between Japan and the US Treasury market. And then just more broadly for the world, for global financial markets, it matters because of the deep linkages between what happens in Japan and the rest of the world.